Hello everyone, I'm back with another Delinks video. I just made a mistake. A very bad one. You see, there are some cats in my house that don't get along, so my mom had a door installed that would keep those cats from fighting with each other. And I was just leaving the bathroom and one of those cats on my way out slipped past me. And I'm just like, I can't deal with this shit. So I told my parents about it, so hopefully one of them will deal with this. Because I can't. I don't know how, and also even if I could, the cat was out of my reach anyway. I'm short, and also I've got flesh. I mean, so does everyone else, but I'm useless when it comes to dealing with things like this. I can't pick up a cat right. I can't do shit when it comes to this situation. I'm just like, now I'm pissed because I don't want to be yelled at. And I'm not even afraid of my parents yelling at me, by the way. I'm terrified of someone else doing it. Yeah, you know, someone else. Like, I'm the adult, dude. Why am I terrified of someone that's a minor yelling at me? Well, you know, it could happen. I don't know. But if it does, then I'm just going to stand there like the Supreme King and, you know, my eyes are going to be very, very empty. Nothing will be there except emptiness and the void. It might piss her off, to be honest. But she'd already be pissed if she's yelling at me, so whatever. Now, at least she wasn't here, though, because I did yell a bit, and that's kind of a trigger for her. And I don't want to trigger her. But also, that doesn't justify her yelling at me, even though I can't yell at her. I mean, really, it doesn't. I mean, I don't like being yelled at. No one does. Even normal people hate being yelled at. I'm not normal, though. I'd probably be a bit damaged if someone started yelling at me and it was her. I'm already damaged. Psychologically. I've told therapists about it. I've got two. One is a bit more personal, and the other one, well, I mean, I vented to her for the past 2 sessions, but with one therapist, I'm more logical and rational, and with the other one, I'm just like everything. I tell her everything. Well, mostly everything. I mean, honestly, it's just 1 hour, and I mean, we haven't had enough sessions for her to really know my entire life story, but I can tell her more because I feel like we have that click. No, I can't tell you why I feel that way, but I do. Alright, well, it's time to take out whoever is here. I'm not even going to bother telling you who it is, in case I forgot. I mean, last time I told you I knew who was here, I was wrong. I mean, not DM World. I was talking about someone in Jack's World that wasn't there because I dueled them. And this time, I mean, Merrick is here. Okay. I decided not to duel him yesterday because I wanted to duel him on screen for some reason. Which is interesting, considering some of my past videos. I mean, really. Am I starting to forgive him? Because that'd be bad. That'd be bad. He never got redemption. The normal Merrick got redemption. He got redemption, but not this one. This one just died. Yes! This one just died. And 4Kids can't censor that out. I mean, 4Kids try to censor out a lot of things, and I'm just like, no, that doesn't work. Although there are some censors I can only tell are censors because I'm older. Yeah, there's that, but then there's also my parents drinking wine every Christmas or so. Or at Thanksgiving, you know? You know, special occasions. So, I've seen wine. Also, I've been to funerals. I was 8 when I went to my first one. Well, okay. The first one I sort of remember. I don't know if I went to one before that point, but at 8, someone in my family died, and I attended the funeral even though I didn't want to. I really didn't want to. Discard from your hands. Alright, I've discarded from my hands. Activate this effect. I'm not even sure what I'm doing. Which I suppose is okay because Yummy Merrick is level 20. And no, Yummy Merrick, you don't get a rematch. I am better than you because I have redeeming qualities. Although technically Yummy Merrick has 1. What is it? Well, I'm not telling you. I'm just saying he has 1 and Scud doesn't. Scud doesn't even have that one. Scud, seriously, you're terrible and disgusting. I do not feel bad about what I'm like, but I don't want to say it, no. Although when DM aired, I was very young, so it wouldn't have been as bad. But now it absolutely would be. Actually, it'd be pretty bad now, considering how awful Yummy Merrick is. But we're moving on, aren't we? It's time to... Hold on a second. Have I dueled everyone else? I think so. I dueled everyone. I dueled in Zexa World, Arc 5 World, Vrain's World, 5D's World, which you guys already know. I dueled in Dark Side Dimensions World. But actually, yeah, you guys saw that too, I believe. Now I just have whoever's in GX World. Bastion, does that someone happen to be you? I don't care if it's actually you. I don't care. Just, I will take out whoever's there. It's probably Jaden. You are not getting a rematch. You aren't. You are not. Your rematch will not be happening. You'll get it whenever I feel like it. Or whenever you leave the gate. Which is probably when you'll get your rematch. Just saying. And you'll lose it, by the way. Just saying. Just saying. Alright. It is not Jaden. It's Jim. Hello, Jim. Isn't that the name of a... I don't know. I'm not even going to bother asking. I feel like I had a family member with that name, but I can't remember for sure. Because I was young when that person died. And also I don't want to talk about it because when your parents die, that's depressing and you don't want to remember it. I mean, I definitely haven't been through that yet, but yet being the key word, that's definitely not something I want to think about. Okay, and Jim has lost. I mean, this set can break, but when it doesn't, I win. Although I should probably still give Aster something better. I almost said the wrong character name again. Technically, that's not, I don't know. Moving on. So, what was I going to do after this, anyway? Oh, right. I was going to do legacy duels, I believe. I obtained a dark alligator. The only type of alligator I could possibly play. I don't actually... How many crocodile cards are in this card game, anyway? Also, don't piss off Jim because he has a crocodile strapped to his back. And he can probably kick your ass. I mean, I know he's wholesome, but I mean, he walks around a lot with that crocodile strapped to his back. He probably is very strong. And he digs a lot, which is probably how he got that way. I mean, seriously, digging takes a lot of work. Scud, I hate you. I'm not even going to bother. No. You're going down. I'm gonna watch. Bakura kick his ass for me, please. Because I don't feel like it. He should die. Okay, no. No, well, he's fictional. He's fictional. Also, he's a terrible person, but he's still fictional. Is YouTube going to kill me now? I don't know. Scott is fictional. He's fictional. Also, what happened to him at the end of the movie? Did he ever come back? I don't know. We were never shown that information. But if he never did, then Aigami, I thank you for your service. Also, I probably shouldn't have said that. But both of them are still fictional. The 4Kids don't ban. I don't want 4Kids banning me either, but I don't think they have the authority to actually get this video kicked off the platform. YouTube can do it, and 4Kids can file a claim, sure, but I mean, I don't think this is copyrighted. I mean, obviously the movie is, yes, but this game is free to play, so I don't know. Whatever, it's also in English. It's in English, by the way, so it's legal for me to play it. Because it's a free-to-play game. It's available on Steam. I mean, honestly, I cannot believe some of the things that leave my mouth sometimes. But in this case, it's just a fictional character. Can we just move on? I feel like I had to freak out sometimes simply because of how things are now. The social conditions are just worse. Like, there is such thing as being too sensitive. There is such thing as, yes, you should be offended and you shouldn't allow this, but then there's just, can you chill? Can you chill? It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, there is such thing as being justifiably offended. I do understand that. I'm not saying you should never be offended when someone says something that's a terrible thing. I'm just saying you shouldn't necessarily be like, you shouldn't grab the pitchforks just because of something so minor. It really doesn't affect anyone it doesn't affect you. My words to Scud don't mean anything. I don't think anyone is going to be upset that I hate Scud just that much. I don't think anyone is going to be that upset over it. He's not real. He's a figment of your imagination. I freaked out over something that left my mouth only because of what YouTube is like. Only because of what YouTube is like. How they enforce their policies, their vague policies. Very intentionally vague, I must say. Yes, I'm calling you out, YouTube. You are definitely making your policies vague on purpose. And I have some ideas as to why you're doing it. I don't like it, but I have a vague idea of why your policies are this vague. It's so you can discriminate better, you know? Like, it's easier to discriminate if you can bend your policies in a way that is in your favor. And obviously, when you do that, when your policies are vague, then you can get away with bending your policies to be like, you broke the policies, you broke the community guidelines because you did X. When you didn't even specify that doing X would get you banned or kicked off the platform, or get you a community guideline strike. You didn't specify that, but since your guidelines are vague, you can now tell someone they broke the guidelines. Thanks, YouTube. Thank you for being like this. Your platform shows so much promise for everyone, but you are destroying it. Although, can we really actually say this? It has a monopoly on everything. Not everything, but videos at the very least. And yes, I do believe that the vagueness is intentionally for the purpose of discrimination. It's to make it easier to win in lawsuits and shit. They just want to discriminate easier and without breaking the law. So they make their guidelines vague so they can get away with everything. Although, do they really have to make their policies that vague to do that? Because I know they can get away with it, obviously, but I mean, they're the biggest video platform out there. If you outline your policies properly, though, if you do that properly, then YouTubers will actually follow your community guidelines, and you can't kick anyone off because your YouTubers are actually, if YouTubers understand your policies, they'll follow them. And then that'll be an issue because you can't discriminate. You can't win in lawsuits because your community guidelines are too clear for that. Man, that would suck for YouTube, wouldn't it? I've exposed YouTube for what it's doing, although I can't actually confirm if that's true or not. I mean, maybe YouTube is just a mess and it doesn't understand what it's doing. But in my mind, I'm just like, how many videos are uploaded per day? How many users are there? How many videos are on the platform before this one is uploaded? How many videos were on the platform before I decided to start uploading? How many videos are there? Over time, there will eventually be so much content that not even the government can afford to pay for it. I mean, really. I'm just thinking to myself, YouTube, I can kind of get an idea of why you're doing this, but please don't destroy me. Please don't. I'd like to not get offended over things that leave my mouth and not panic. I'd rather not panic, but I'm telling you that there is a situation here, an environment that I'm just like, if I don't panic, I might get canceled. YouTube might ban me. Anything could happen if I don't show awareness of the very sensitive social situations that exist. And I mean, sure, there's common decency and all that, but I feel like when every mistake is going to get you canceled, that's probably a bad thing. You really don't want that. I'm pretty much an example of what happens when someone gets too censored. I mean, really, I am. When I started uploading videos to this platform, it was because I wasn't talking enough. I was hiding too much. I wasn't talking. I wasn't speaking up. I was so silent. And then everything broke loose. All hell was released. I mean, seriously, my earlier videos are still out if you want to watch them. Though you probably don't because they're long. But yeah, eventually you just flip your shit. Although I don't necessarily have to live with the government, so... I mean, technically, yes, I do have to live with the government, but you know what I mean. They aren't living in my house. That's what I mean. They can technically seize it from me, but I'm not the owner of it, so I don't think they would take it away from me. They would just kick me out. And I don't think they really have any reason to do that unless they're going to arrest me. And I said something to a fictional character. I don't expect to be taken seriously with some of the shit I say, so why should I be like, I feel so terrible. I feel awful because I said this. No, instead I'd rather be like, I feel awful about certain shit because everyone is so sensitive. Oh my god, guys, stop. I know I'm sensitive, but let's try not to take this too far, because if things are taken too far, people are going to absolutely flip their shit. It's going to happen. It just hasn't yet. Because, well, obviously if it was happening, I don't think I'd be here. I think I'd be complaining about other things, not just, you know, privilege issues. Why do I have to live a privileged life? Why can't everyone live a good quality life? Why is my life a life of privilege? Why? I don't like that. I don't, but that's just how it is. And I'm just like, I wish I could do something about this. But I actually depend on the same systems I hate and dispose. What? Oh my god. I oppose. I don't like the way the government is structured because they take advantage of everyone living here. I oppose the systems in place, but I'm in no position to actually advocate for change. And now I can talk about wanting it, but I'm still dependent on these systems. And if I try to actually do anything, well, I'm just going to be laughed at because this country is still too stable. It's still too stable for me to be taken seriously. I'm just going to be laughed at and maybe arrested for disturbing the peace, which I don't want to do. So just don't do it. Don't do anything that would get me arrested, please. I'm not a threat. I'm perfectly fine. I'm just, dear God. This is what happens when you censor someone. This is what happens. They flip their shit over everything they say, and eventually that makes them pissed off. Eventually that results in this. They freak out. Someone freaks out. When you have a nation of everyone doing this exact thing, eventually all hell does break loose. Can we stop censoring everyone on the platform? Because we don't need a country dealing with this shit. We don't need an entire country of this. Anyway, guys, that's going to try things up for this video. In the next video, we'll decide if I'm going to do legacy duels or if I'm just not going to do that. And I'll just grind for the rest of it. Oh, God. I'm going to decide if I'd like to wait until the next episode or record some more. You know? I'm probably going to decide to record more, but I have no idea when.